Hey guys, what's going on? So, yeah, apparently, approximately, let's see, probably about 45, 50 minutes ago, the president took to the podium. He did speak consecutively for probably almost 40 minutes. I'm not going to bring you the whole thing right now. There were a couple of things I did specifically want to address within it, and we'll keep this not overly long for you all. So, Mr. President, what is our update? Apparently it's affecting over
Thank you very
150
much.
nations now.
Thank you. Beautiful day. Very
Weather's nice, at
good
least up
for me.
here.
Look at all those empty seats. Never seen it like that. Oh boy.
I don't think somebody got sick, Mr.
How
President.
the world has changed, right? But it's going to end up being better than ever.
We can learn a lot.
Thank you very much for being here, and I'd like to update you on the steps we're taking on our ongoing fight to defeat the virus. This morning at 7:55, I spoke to the leaders of the G20. Had a great meeting, and we have a lot of different ideas, a lot of good ideas. We're working together. The leaders gathered virtually around the world to discuss the whole subject of the problem that right now 151 nations.
You gotta flatten that curve.
We had President
We can
Alberto
deal with this,
Fernandez
but
of
we need to come
Argentina,
together. We need to work
Prime
together.
Minister Scott Morrison of Australia, President Jair Bolsonaro of Brazil, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau of Canada, President Xi of China,
Folks from all over the world.
President Emmanuel Macron of France, Chancellor Angela Merkel of Germany, Prime Minister Modi of India, President Widodo of Indonesia, Prime Minister Giuseppe Conte of Italy, Prime Minister Shinzo Abe of Japan. Congratulations to Japan on making a great decision on the Olympics. Going to make it next year, 2021. President Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador of Mexico. I want to thank the President of Mexico for having done such a great job with respect to the military. We have 27,000 Mexican soldiers on our southern border, and very few people are getting through, I can tell you that. We got to keep it that way. And we have a great relationship with Mexico now. President Putin of Russia, King Salman of Saudi Arabia,
I was trying to put up a
President
map of the world.
Ramaphosa of South Africa,
It was going into a karaoke.
of, as you know,
It may have been done by the
country that
Animaniacs.
we spend a lot of time in. South Korea, we're working very hard on that. Prime Minister Sanchez of Spain.
One thing I just do want to point out about South Korea, and again, I am not a doctor, I'm not a medical professional, but from what I understand, you see like a lot of folks, even when they don't really have that many cases, you see most everyone wearing masks. And number one thing that you learn about those masks is it's not necessarily to prevent you from getting transmission, because an N95 mask is good down to like what, 0.4 micron, and the virus is like 0.2 micron. So it's, I suppose it would probably help, but then again, if it gets absorbed in there, now you're more likely to suck a lot of it. It's a difficult thing, but the thing is, it's designed for folks that basically are sick. So if you are showing symptoms, if you are potentially shedding the virus, it's basically going to catch most of that there. So could some of it still get out? Sure, but a much lower percent of it would. And that's the thing. Unfortunately, in this instance, we're playing statistics, because everyone could get affected at some point or another, but just if everyone starts doing these things, then you just minimize their chances. Sorry, go on, Mr. President.
President Erdogan of Turkey, Prime Minister Boris Johnson of the United Kingdom, President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen,
Sounds like a lot of people.
President of the European Council, Charles Michel, United Nations Secretary General Antonio Guterres, World Health Organization Director Tedros Adhanom, World Bank President David Malpass, and the International Monetary Fund Managing Director Kristalina
IMF.
Georgieva. So that's a big group, but it's a great group. And they were all there, every one of them, and we talked about the problem, and hopefully it won't be a problem for too much longer. The United States is working with our friends and partners around the world to stop the spread of the virus and coordinate our efforts. We discussed how
This is
vitally important it is
terrifying.
for nations to immediately share information.
Especially if you've
And we've
played.
been doing that to a large extent, but we'll
I play the game Plague
do
Inc.
it even more
And
so to
apparently, I
inform
think the
our-
CDC actually used some of those models.
I guess you could say
These are
for
certain
each of
protocols
us,
that
I
kind of
think that
other countries went
we've got
through.
Going one way or the other, it's a little bit different, but we're handling it a little bit in different ways. But there is great uniformity. I think it was a terrific meeting, tremendous spirit among all of those countries. You had 20 countries plus the other people that I mentioned.
Sounds like
and tremendous
G20
spirit to
plus.
get this over with. After the meeting with the world leaders, I spoke with the governors of our 50
Would you call it the
states and
V20 virus?
territories. Our team
God, that sounds
has,
terrible.
been in constant communication with the governors, and we had a terrific meeting. Somebody in the fake news said that one of the governors said, yes, I did. He meant that in a positive way. He said, we need Tom Brady. We're going to do great. And he meant it very positively, but they took it differently. They think Tom Brady should be leading the effort.
Tom Brady, he's the
Only
GOAT.
fake news, and I like Tom Brady.
I like Tom Brady.
He's a great guy.
I'm sad to see him go.
But I wish the news could be
Love you,
real.
Tom.
I wish it could be honest. I wish it weren't corrupt. But so much of it is. It's so sad to see. Just so sad to see. We had a great meeting. I tell you what, I'm sure you have tapes of the meeting. I'm sure that you were able to get tapes very easily. So you had 50 governors plus. And if you had tapes, you'd see it was really, there's no contention. I would say virtually none. I would say maybe one person, there was a little tiny bit of a raising of a voice, a little wise guy, a little bit.
Because nobody's ever done that
Big
before,
ones,
Mr.
not so much
President.
anymore. We saw to it that he wouldn't be so much anymore, but he is, I would rate Mike was there, a lot of the folks in the back were there, and it was a great meeting. Took place at about 12 o'clock. So we went from the G20 to the governors. We also spoke about the economic relief with the governors and the package that we're moving through Congress to deliver much needed financial assistance to hardworking families and small businesses. I want to thank Democrats and Republicans in the Senate for unanimously passing the largest financial relief package in American history,
Oops.
96-0, and I have to say it's the largest by far. And
Oh, well.
I'm finally grateful that both parties came together to provide relief for American workers and families in this hour of need. The House of Representatives must now pass this bill, hopefully without delay. I think it's got
We'll end this
tremendous
now.
support. When you're at 96-0, and as you know, a couple of
I
other
clicked the
people
wrong
are
thing.
quarantined.